Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on how to become a barber. So how to become a barber, you may ask. Without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. But before I do so, I wanted to preface this video by stating that the requirements to become a barber can vastly vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. So just bear that in the bowels of your mind. Allow that to seep into the chasms of your mind and render that indelible. So what is one pathway that you could tread down in order to become a barber? Well, you need to enroll in a barber training program. During your tenure as a barber student, once you become matriculated in a barber training program, you'll need to complete at least 1,500 hours of classroom instruction and training as a barber student. You'll receive technical instruction and practical training for hairstyling, as well as receive technical instruction and practical training for health and safety purposes. You'll also receive technical instruction and practical training to learn about shaving. Once you have completed a barber training program, you may also possibly be required to complete a barber apprenticeship. Whether or not you are required to complete a barber apprenticeship is predicated upon whether or not you live in a jurisdiction that mandates that prospective barbers complete a barber apprenticeship prior to the advent of them taking the barber licensing examination. Once you have completed all the mandatory requisite requirements to be able to take the barber licensing examination, then you will need to pass the barber licensing examination in order to practice barbering in the capacity of a barber. Once you have become a barber, in order to be able to maintain an active barber license, you may need to complete continuing education courses in perpetuity for barbers. Being a student is perennial for barbers if they're mandated to complete continuing education courses in perpetuity. As a barber, you should be able to competently, sedulously, diligently, and meticulously carry out barbering services. You should always do your utmost best to do a stupendous, stellar, extraordinary job to appease your clients. It is by no means an easy undertaking to become a barber. It is a cumbersome pursuit to pursue, to say the least. It can be extraordinarily time-consuming and expensive, so just render that unforgettable and bear that in mind if you're contemplating becoming a barber. It can, however, be a warranted, merited, vindicated pursuit if it allows you to have a robust, prosperous, lucrative career as a barber. Barbers are needed to render people presentable. Barbering services are deemed highly desirable services by most people. With the caveat of bald people, pretty much everyone is in dire need of the services of a barber. If you want to become a barber, expect to complete at least 1,500 hours of classroom instruction and training. Furthermore, expect to possibly be mandated to complete a barber apprenticeship. As I said earlier, whether or not you will need to complete a barber apprenticeship is predicated upon whether or not you live in a jurisdiction that requires you to complete a barber apprenticeship prior to the advent of being eligible to take the barber licensing examination. And just be acutely aware that your jurisdiction may also mandate you to complete continuing education courses in perpetuity in order to maintain an active barber license, even years after you've passed the barber licensing examination. So the requirements to become a barber are indeed lofty, to say the least, and loftier than people presume them to be. I hope that you deem this video to be insightful and enthralling. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.